Hello, my fellow weary DC fans. So James Gunn and the cast of Creature Commandos have been promoting, marketing and hyping up Creature Commandos. And he's been talking a lot about his plans going forward for DCU. And he's been saying so much during these interviews. In fact, he's been speaking more about the other DCU stuff than he has about Creature Commandos because there's not that much to say. And the thing is, among the general audience, there's not much excitement for Creature Commandos. That audience doesn't even know what that is. But amongst us DC fans, we're kind of piqued or, we're kind of intrigued, we're kind of, yeah, this could be good. We're excited to see it. At this moment in time, I don't even know if I have access to it when it's released. I don't have access to Max. Normally the Max stuff lands on Now TV, aka Sky TV. We shall see, and I'm looking forward to eventually reviewing each episode here on YouTube and on my Instagram account, Movies TV Mad X. Look out for that as well. I was watching a video from Ping Pong Flicks, Chris Wong Svensson, the other day, and he was talking about the new costume. And he was saying he's not that excited for this film. And you know what, Chris? I get you. I feel you. I feel the same way. It's not that I'm not excited at all for the DCU or Superman. Superman's my number one character. Of course I'm excited for that film. But I'm not as hyped as I was during the build-up to Superman 4: The Quest for Peace, Superman Returns, and Man of Steel. There was real hype in my heart and my soul for those movies before I saw them. Whatever they turned out being, I was excited before I saw them. I'm not really there with this Superman movie, and I think I know why. I don't dislike James Gunn. I've said this before. I like his comic book movies. I think he's good at what he does, as we've discussed before. But there is a kind of level of mistrust there with me. And I think with a lot of people when it comes to James Gunn. It's not that I can pinpoint anything he's done wrong, although he has kind of spoken some untruths at times. In terms of saying the Flash movie is the best in the genre and we're really going to love it and we need to go and see that movie and we need to see that movie to understand the DCU. That was very disingenuous and untrue, and I'll never forget that till the day I die. And then I think we all remember where we were when we heard Henry Cavill was returning as Superman until he wasn't, and how The Rock and all those people and his production company betrayed him just to get a lift up with the Black Adam box office. 1 minute we're thinking Cavill's returning, then he's not. He was never returning, that's the truth. And we were betrayed. Imagine how we feel. If we feel betrayed, just imagine how Henry feels about this. He was a great Superman. We thought he was going to come back, and that would have been great. But at least we get that post-credit scene at the end of Black Adam. Say what you want about The Rock. It's not a bad movie. Not a bad popcorn chomping DC movie, by the way. But The Rock is a problematic guy. I kind of think that now and know that now. He's another one I wouldn't trust as far as I could throw. And I'm glad he didn't get his hands on DC. I know people would say, well, we would have got Henry back. I don't know. Because I think The Rock is just interested in The Rock. And The Rock is just interested in Black Adam. Anyway. And so, as I say, James Gunn's been teasing a lot. He was asked what his next directorial, what movie he would direct next after Superman. He said there's 4 options, so he's not too sure. Some people are saying it's actually a project that hasn't been announced yet. I still think he's directing The Authority. It's his kind of movie. And this is the thing with James Gunn, which we keep on saying. He only knows how to do one type of movie. And he's kind of turned this Superman movie into that type of movie about a group of people. So I think if you love Guardians of the Galaxy, Peacemaker, The Suicide Squad, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, you're going to love Creature Commandos. I wouldn't expect too much from Creature Commandos, but if you love what James Gunn normally does, I think you're going to love Creature Commandos. So, the big question is, when do we see this Superman trailer? It's been rumoured to be coming in December. We thought James was going to CCXP, the Brazil Comic-Con, which he won't be there. Saffron won't be there for. Will they be there via an internet link? Who the F knows at this stage? This is what I think. Because when he's talking, when he's trying to promote Creature Commandos, he's trying to talk about the other DCU stuff that we're all interested in, Superman. He said that development with Batman Brave and the Bold is finally moving forward. This is very interesting, as I did a video a few weeks ago, that film wasn't going forward. So that's interesting. I actually have a theory now that maybe Brave and the Bold, and this is an outlandish theory, Brave and the Bold and the Batman 2 are the same movie. I've suspected this for a while. Most of you are going to say, Mick, that's simply not possible. We will see. Let's have a little sportsman's bet. I'm not going to give you anything if I lose, but hey, you can say that you were right and I was wrong. So let's have a sportsman's bet that Brave and the Bold and the Batman 2 are actually the same movie. While he was saying that Brave and the Bold was moving forward, I don't think he mentioned Andres Muschietti, the director of The Flash, who's supposed to be directing that movie. Because these are the same people that cancelled Superman and Lois because they didn't want a competing Superman property. Well, if that's the case, how can you have competing Batman properties? And we know that Matt Reeves and James Gunn are working together with certain projects. I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that Brave and the Bold and the Batman 2 are the same movie, and that the Batman 2 will move into DCU, but Matt Reeves will be in total control of that movie. Because, as I say, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a part of me that would love to see a fantastical Brave and the Bold, a fantastical Batman in the DCU. But I just can't think for the life of me how you can have two Batmen existing without confusing the general audience, because they're not us. Us DC fans understand there's a multiverse, they can both coexist, but at the end of the day, this is why multiversal films haven't succeeded. You know, Marvel have tried to do it, it hasn't really worked. You just end up confusing people. I think people are still confused over Ezra Miller's The Flash movie. Not it's his movie, it starred him, didn't it? I think people just don't get it and are confused. James Gunn was also talking about, most of Peacemaker Season 1 being canon to the DCU, apart from the Justice League cameos we saw. He was giggling as he was saying that. And this is the thing. Is it all a bit of a joke to you, James? Because this is a serious business, because those Justice League members meant a lot to a lot of us. And so this is part of my I'm not sure if I trust James Gunn or not. But you see, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, as I've always said. So back to this Superman trailer. When are we going to see it? As I said, he's trying to create hype for Creature Commandos. So I think the best kind of hype for Creature Commandos is to release the trailer before he releases Creature Commandos. I think doing that would make sense. So I think we could see the Superman trailer any day now, any time now. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to get it now. It just means from now, when I'm talking to before they put Creature Commandos on Max, right? I think this is from now till that time. I think we could see the Superman trailer, and I think actually, with all certainty, I think we will do. So we will see. I believe we will see the Superman trailer just before they release Creature Commandos. It's the ultimate hype. And then you shove Grillo in one of the clips of Superman, because he's in everything, right? Grillo is going to be in everything. So Grillo is playing, I forgot his first name. Actually, where am I? Frank Grillo. I've written his name down. You know how bad I am with names. Yeah, Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Sr. We also know now that he totally hates Peacemaker. He was always going to be in Peacemaker too, by the way. And this is something else. Waller, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker 2 were originally separate projects before he even became co-CEO of DC Studios. And now he's had to rejig them and make them part of the DCU. So I think James Gunn is working off the seat of his pants, and I'm not necessarily sure he has a real plan. And there's something else interesting in that kind of Creature Commandos panel. He was speaking about lanterns, and he says, yeah, Damon Lindelof, Tom King, all those people are responsible for that. It's a grounded, Green Lantern show. It's going to be great. But he pretty much passed the buck and said it was all down to them. In other words, if this goes wrong, don't blame me, Governor.